With the Columbia disaster coming after this, did NASA learn nothing? Did something different go wrong between Challenger and Columbia, or was it the same old, same old?
Well, the conclusions of the Columbia Accident Investigation Board were broadly that NASA has learned nothing. They made so many of the same mistakes that they did with Challenger, with Columbia. There were lots of, structural changes made after the Challenger accident to NASA. There were lots of new institutional elements that were introduced, so that there were safety bodies that were introduced that didn't exist before Challenger, of a kind that had existed during the Apollo program, but being gradually whittled away. All of the senior decision makers involved in the decision to launch Challenger were either reassigned or left. But you've got to remember that Challenger happened in 1986, and the space shuttle flew safely then for many, many years. And it was 2003 when Columbia was eventually lost. And a lot of what happened in between was that, there was a generational shift in the agency. A lot of people who'd been working there and had learned those lessons the hardest way imaginable with Challenger, had retired or left. And so the institutional memory of those lessons learned was not there by 2003. Which was part of the reason that, it seemed that they'd learned nothing, because the people who had learned those lessons were no longer there. And that's part of the reason why eventually, in the wake of the Columbia accident, NASA created this body called the Apollo Challenger Columbia Lessons Learned Program to make sure that institutional memory was retained.